Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well in this situation. Welcome to my channel. Myself, Dr. Anil Terda, uh, Assistant Professor in the Department of Chemistry, JSS Arts Science and Commerce College, Gokak, which is affiliated to Rani Chennamma University, Belagavi. So today's topic of the discussion is chromatography. Uh, it's a separation science, meaning we have a mixture which containing many constituents which can be separated uh, using some methods, so that we can study in the chromatography. So let us discuss one by one and let's see what are the concepts which we have in our syllabus. So for BSc 6 semester students in the paper 2, the concept is chromatography. So we have sub concepts like principles of the chromatography, classification or the categories of chromatography. So in that, stationary and mobile phase, physical factors of separation, brief account of paper chromatography, calculation of RF value, brief account of column chromatography and its applications. So these are the points we need to go in detail according to Rani Chennamma University Belagavi syllabus. So let us start our discussion. Chromatography meaning, chromatography is an important biophysical technique that enables the separation, identification and purification of components of a mixture for qualitative and quantitative analysis. So if you divide the term chromatography, the term which come from a Greek language, the term chromatography is divided from Greek, derived from Greek language. Chroma, if you divide the chromatography term, chroma meaning color and graphy means to write. So it was employed in Russia by the Italian scientist named Mikhail Twist in 1900. The technique was used to separate plant pigments such as chlorophylls, xanthopylls, anthocyanins and so on. If you see this one, we have a different colors with the same mixture and the components are being separated. So we'll see this how it is going to separate and how it is getting colored for different constituents of the mixture. So simply, chromatography is an important biophysical technique that enables the separation, identification and purification of components of a mixture for qualitative and quantitative analysis. So the first, this technique was used to separate many plant pigments such as chlorophylls, xanthopylls, anthocyanins and so on. If you see in this figure, the plant pigments which is extracted from the leaves of the plant, let's say for example if they wanted to extract and separate chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B from the plant extract, so we just need to extract the plant pigment by using this technique called chromatography. So here, by using this method of separation, that is chromatographic method, we can easily separate all the pigment, all the constituents or the components of the mixture. The mixture is plant extract here. The constituents of that plant extracts are chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, anthocyanins and carotenoids, xanthopylls, again the carotenoids, and here how this mixture is divided and how this mixture is separated with the individual components. So this is very important. We will see it little detail further. So let us first see what is the principle of the chromatography and what do you mean by the uh, mobile phase and the stationary phase. Here the chromatography is a method of separation a mixture of components into its individual components through equilibrium distribution between two phases. So this distribution or this separation is based on the difference in the rate at which component of mixture moves through a porous medium stationary phase under the influence of some solvent or gas, that is mobile phase. So chromatography is a method of separation a mixture of components into its individual components through equilibrium distribution between two phases. So both phases are a liquid phase and the mobile phase and stationary phase. So this the separation is completely based on the difference in the rate at which the component of a mixture moves through stationary phase under the influence of mobile phase. So let us look into the what do you mean by the mobile phase and what do you mean by the stationary phase. If you see the example of this chromatography is paper chromatography. So here is a paper chromatography. We have this paper here, and so this is acting as a stationary phase. So apart from this paper, we have a solvent front as well. You can see here a small beaker or petri dish containing solvent, which is called mobile phase. So we have a solvent front, we have a stationary paper here, stationary phase. This means we have two phases here. One is a solid, which is called stationary phase, and other is a liquid, which is called mobile phase. Well, so once you spot the mixture which containing, let's say for example, three components on the surface of the stationary phase, let's say on the paper, for example, you draw a line here which is the origin, and then you spot the mixture here. Once you spot the mixture here, once you pour the solvent here, and this solvent moves up based on the polarity of the components present in a mixture. So this mixture spotted at the origin point is moving upwards, and these are being separated. The components are separated based on their polarity. For example, we have a red color, here is a yellow color and black color. We have three components in a mixture which are being separated based on their polarity and other properties as well. So let us look in detail about what do you mean by the mobile phase and what do you mean by the stationary phase. Here the mobile phase is a liquid or a gas. You can see here we have used in the paper chromatography, the liquid is a mobile phase. So well, mobile phase is a liquid or a gas. Gas can be used as a mobile phase. The mobile phase flows through the stationary phase, as we have already looked this figure. So this mobile phase is flowing through the stationary phase and carry what it carries. It carries the components of the mixture within it. So this is very important. Mobile phase is one which flows through the stationary phase and carry component of the mixture within it. So it's very simple. And the stationary phase is a of course it's a liquid or a solid. So here it is a solid. Stationary phase is supported on solid. That mobile phase travels through the stationary phase. So it is a solid or liquid. Stationary phase is supported on solid. That mobile phase travels through the stationary phase. So we have three terms here. One is a principle of the chromatography. It's a very simple. It is a separation method where a mixture of components into its individual components through equilibrium distribution between two phases like liquid phase and the mobile phase and stationary phase. This separation is completely based on the difference in the rate at which the component of mixture moves through stationary phase under the influence of mobile phase. We can see the example is paper chromatography here. Mobile phase is one. Mobile phase flows through the stationary phase and it carries components of the mixture within it. Stationary phase is one which is supported and solid. That mobile phase travels through the stationary phase. So these are the very important terms which are used in the chromatographic techniques. So it's very important. Chromatographic technique is still being used in the research, widely used in the research to separate the components of the mixture. Well, how this chromatographic process involves, what are the process involves in this technique? So the first process is, so the moment you pour the uh, component mixture, or the mixture which containing many components, so what happens the moment you pour it into the uh, let's say for example here column chromatography in the column. So what happens first, the constituents of the substance or the constituents of the mixture gets absorbed or retention of a substance. So once the substance is on the surface of the stationary phase, once this absorption takes place, the, followed by separation is also going to take place. The separation is going to take place based on its polarity, and there are other properties as well. We will see that in later videos how it is going to separate. So once it is separated, and then followed by recovery of the separated substance by continuous flow of the mobile phase. Once you start flowing the mobile phase, we will get the separated components. For example, here let's say for example component A, which is in red in color, component B, uh, yellow in color, and the component C is green in color. So recovery of the separated substance by continuous flow of mobile phase, and this is called elution. So the continuous flowing of the mobile phase and getting the constituents gets separated, and this process is known as elution. So this is important. This is important for 2 marks question. So we have very important 3 steps in the chromatographic process, chromatographic separation process or the separation technique. First, the moment we add the mixture which contain the constituents like 3 or 4 constituents. In this example we have 3 constituents. So this gets absorption takes place or the retention of the substance, or we can say simply substance on the stationary phase. So this adsorbed substance gets separated, and this separated constituents are recovered by the continuous flow of mobile phase, and this process is known as elution. If you do the elution, we will get individual constituents from the mixture, and once we get this individual constituents from the mixture, we can easily do the qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis of these constituents of the mixture. So this technique is still widely used technique in the research and development for the separation of the mixture, chemical mixture. So for the qualitative and quantitative analysis of the mixtures. Well, so this is about the process, what all the steps involved in this process. So let us think about the types of the chromatography. Based on there are two important things here, two important phases where the constituents of the mixture is distributed, equilibrium is existed between the two phases, that is mobile phase and the stationary phase. Well, based on the mobile phase or the carrier, we can say it is carrier because it is carrying the components. Chromatography is broadly categorized into two types. One is liquid chromatography, where mobile phase is always liquid, and second one is second chromatography is gas chromatography, where mobile phase is always gas. Here is it. Yes. Based on the type of the stationary phase, so if you take first one, that is liquid chromatography, where liquid is always a mobile phase. Based on the stationary phase, type of the stationary phase, liquid chromatography, which is abbreviated as LC, is subcategorized into 5 types, that is liquid chromatography or partition chromatography, liquid solid chromatography. This stands for mobile phase, and this is stands for stationary phase. liquid solid chromatography or adsorption chromatography. Third one, liquid bounded phase chromatography. Here there is a solid support and there will be a bounded organic molecules on it, so that is what is called liquid bounded phase chromatography. And next comes ion exchange chromatography, and fifth one is size exclusion chromatography. In all the five types we have liquid as a mobile phase, so this is a subcategory of the liquid chromatography, abbreviated as LC. So based on the type of the stationary phase, gas chromatography, abbreviated as GC, so is further categorized into three types: gas liquid chromatography, gas is a mobile phase, and liquid is a stationary phase. So or partition chromatography, gas solid or adsorption chromatography. Similarly here also gas or bounded phase chromatography. So all this classification is just summarized in this table. So here comes LC, that is liquid chromatography, where mobile phase is always liquid, and here comes gas chromatography, that is GC, mobile phase is always gas. And the specific methods are liquid liquid chromatography or partition chromatography and so on. The stationary phase is opposite to that. For example, it is a mobile, the mobile phase is liquid. Here liquid adsorbed on a solid, that is stationary phase if you use liquid liquid chromatography. And similarly, for example, liquid bonded phase chromatography, meaning organic species bonded to the solid surface, and that is used as a stationary phase. If the specific method is liquid solid chromatography or adsorption chromatography, where comes bare solid is a stationary phase. And next is ion exchange chromatography, where ion exchange region is stationary phase. And ion exclusion size exclusion principle, size exclusion chromatography, where liquid in interstices of polymeric solid is a stationary phase. And then in case of gas liquid chromatography, liquid adsorbed on solid is acting as a stationary phase. Gas bonded phase chromatography involves organic species bonded to solid surface, is acting as a stationary phase. Gas solid chromatography involves solid as a stationary phase. And here is the equilibrium, because every mixture containing components which are in equilibrium are are partitioned between two phases, that is the partition between two immiscible liquids when you use liquid liquid chromatography or partition chromatography. The partition between liquid and a bounded surface, which comes under the liquid bounded phase chromatography technique. So the equilibrium exists between these two phases. The adsorption existed between the solid surface and the liquid which containing the mixture of constituents. And next, ion exchange, similarly partition or sieving. The size exclusion chromatography involves sieving and the partition. And similarly, if you go to the gas GC, where partition between the gas and liquid comes to the which comes under the gas liquid chromatography. Partition between liquid and bounded surface, this comes under gas bonded phase chromatography. And the adsorption, so which is under gas solid chromatography. So this is about the types of the chromatography. So based on the nature or the type of the stationary and mobile phase. So based on the physical means of bringing the stationary and mobile phases into contact, we have two types of chromatographic techniques. One is a column chromatography. Here comes the column chromatography. So this is, here the stationary phase is held in a narrow tube, as it is, the name is column. So the stationary phase is held in a narrow tube through which the mobile phase is forced either by pressure or by gravity. For example, simple column chromatography or high pressure liquid chromatography, that is HPLC, high pressure liquid chromatography or gas chromatography are the examples of column chromatography. So when the why this column comes into the picture, so because the stationary phase is held in the narrow tube through which the mobile phase is passed, either the pressure by either by forcing pressure or the gravity force. So this is why it is called column chromatography, and these are the examples. So planar chromatography, the stationary phase is supported on the plate or the fibers of a paper. Here the mobile phase moves through the stationary phase by capillary action. So for example, you have a two-dimensional paper, and this is acting as a stationary phase, and once you put a mixture here and then put this paper into the mobile phase, and what happens, the components of the mixture is going up, for example here and here and here. So how these are moving? So these are moving by capillary action or by gravity. So for examples, paper chromatography and thin layer chromatography. So these are the types of the chromatographic techniques and how we have classified them based on the physical means of bringing the stationary phase